So, my name is Piotr Iwanicki. I am a game designer and director for the game Superhot. And here I will show you a trailer for the game. Okay. Okay, thanks a lot. So, Superhot is a first-person shooter where time moves only when moved. That's a phrase I've been like using a lot on every presentation. Like it's like basically every day we say it in the office. So it got a bit old, but the concept is really nice. And it started out as a 7-day FPS game jam project during a week in 2013 when we started, and then then the game looked like that. It's a very good screenshot, but the game didn't really look as good back in 2013. It was like 3 weeks of like this inspired work in a group of like crazy size. We get a like game jam project of 10 people, basically with no like proper experience in game development, but a lot of passion, and that really worked. So we kickstarted the game, which was like a massive thing for us, and it was also like a massive support of our community, because like previously we had like a web-based Unity game that became quite popular. We kickstarted this game, and we just released like on February 25th. Right? So I am a bit fresh after the whole process, so it won't be like the most 100% post-mortem, but I will just drive you through the ideas used. Yes, it's called the most innovative shooter I played in years, and I will tell you more about that. So I will first drive you through the game design of Superhot and those. How we worked on it. Like basically, we started like with this hard focus on this one idea of time moving when you move, and we basically wanted to reinvent the shooter, the first-person shooter game, because when you stick with, you can treat this time moves only when you move as a gimmick, right? You can use it in just like some sections of a game or make it a power-up. You can work with it like that, but we wanted to make this time moves only when you move, like the core idea, and let it resonate through all the other aspects of gameplay. So many people describe Superhot as a puzzle game, right? Because like it's strange how people name things and think about those things. Like it's a shooter, right? And it's a shooter where you can have time to make your decisions, so people call it a puzzle game. But like if you think about it, it's not a puzzle at all. It's more like a game of this pure flow, of playing as fast as you want. That's the most important aspect of the game. That it's a very fast action game that waits for your input, right? So it's basically like making a turn-based game out of something that's nominally very fast. Yes. So it's not a puzzle game, and making it as a puzzle game wasn't ever our approach. We focused on the flow of the game, just putting you inside those very fast and intense action scenes. And if you make this kind of approach, then I believe that the style of Superhot, the way things, the way the game is presented, it also flows from that time moves only when you move, right? Because you have to have a real good readability of all the environment, right? Like people imagine like, whoa, this is a game without textures. Like it would be cool to have this super hot gameplay, but with textures and like a real game. But actually that would be quite difficult because of the readability. We wanted to keep the game very pure and very readable at the first signs. For instance, like every enemies are red, obviously. Environment is always white and concrete. Enemies are red crystal, and bullets are black. All the items are black, and the items you can use, like weapons, like some kind of throwables, like any item, any black item is interface of itself, right? So you can see a black item, and you know I can pick it up, right? And I can fight with it, right? So it's important for the graphical style to be a very clear interface, and we basically took it to the max. So like it's almost only interface in the graphic design. Like when you think about like gunfights in movies, like gunfights in movies are a bit like different than gunfights in game, like in a typical like Call of Duty situation, right? In gunfights in movies, like imagine like Matrix, you can see it probably in your head because that's such a cool movie. Like you have all those close distance fights, like you have all those close distance gunplay, which is like rather impossible to do in normal shooter game, because like the speeds of you rotating and changing direction, this is a bit confusing, and like nobody could play this kind of thing, or it would be like more like autoplay, right? So instead, in a normal FPS, you basically go near the enemy, and then it's like this tiny cutscene. Doing a melee attack, you doing some cool action, but it's not your movement. In Superhot, it was always about giving the player this pure flow of I am doing this. It's never a cutscene. It's never like a cool animation, and it's always you doing this, right? So when we first started with Superhot, it was a first-person shooter game, right? Like generally the gameplay of time moves only when you move allows like this much tighter level design. So like this idea of time moves only when you move then resonates through level design also, because you can do much tighter situations than in normal FPS games, right? That was our proof of concept level for the idea of the game. Like right after we finished with the prototype version in 2013, it was like the idea that you should be able to do like a quick gunfight in an elevator. That's like, I haven't seen it in a video game, and I thought like it could be possible with our mechanics, right? So like another restriction that comes from time move only when you move is that it's hard to do exploration in it. Basically, this is going a bit deep, but stay with me. Basically, the speeds are a problem because we always wanted to do a first-person shooter game without walking, right? And of course, you walk in this game, like you move in this game, but your movement should always be in a context of enemies, in context of dodging bullets, things like that. Never in context of okay, I have this point and I will now walk to it for like 5-10 seconds. It's never like that. So this walking in the when you're walking between bullets and between moving enemies and fast action happening, then it's much different speed than you moving in the context of environment. So for you to move between bullets in a like satisfying fidelity and giving you this expressiveness of gunfight gameplay, then your walking has to be quite slow. So basically, like our gameplay with just exploration was quite boring. We had it done, and then we completely removed it because it wasn't just a focus of the game. It also influences the way, the focus on this one idea. It also influences the way how you build levels, right? You build levels always straight into action, like no exploration, but always the start is the most important moment in a level, right? You never do like a mission briefing. You never do like levels are very short, and you always start like with a visible goal at the start. You just jump into places, and enemies are there, right? So it's this simplicity that helps us. Like the basic actions in this kind of game, where time moves only when you move. Again, I say it. It's like the shooting. Like we discovered that shooting is the least interesting thing, and that's why there's shooting on this image. Shooting is the least interesting thing. Like what really gets excited is like this grabbing a weapon mid-air, throwing it at an enemy. Like shooting is just one of the options, and it's like the least. It has the least style. Of course, everybody can shoot in this game, right? But you can play without shooting, and it's almost like a fashion statement. So it's about yes, like with this approach of doing very interface style graphics, we always focused on making the places look real. That's important because I believe that a game happens mostly in the imagination of the player. So and what you imagine is always a lot more interesting than whatever developers can show, right? And one of the inspirations for Superhot was the graphic art style of the roguelike games, because anybody who has played a roguelike game knows that knows the excitement of seeing a new colorful letter in the maze, right? And you imagine what is there, like when you're low on health, like a brown letter R can be very scary because you know that this rat can kill you, and you see it in your mind's eye what's happening behind those roguelike graphics, right? So always like the level design is mostly abstract, but always we have those places of quite concretized, literal spaces, like like this pool table, right? And like the funny thing is that the player capsule in this movie, this is like a very rough movement on the pure game side of things, right? It is like a capsule, basically jumping over this pool table, but when you do it, you imagine things. You imagine this like ninja-like, John Woo-like jump over the pool table, grabbing the gun mid-air. It always feels like you're seeing what the character is doing, right? Even though it's like from the game perspective, this is just a jumping capsule with collision detection and almost no camera bobbing even. Like there's no additional camera bobbing in the game because it was confusing for the gameplay. But you fill the blanks with your imagination. That was always important for us. We have one enemy type that was always like a constraint, but we aimed always for a reactive AI, right? We aimed always for emergent situations to happen in the level, because the level design is always only like a seed for a scene for a player to jump in and have fun and figure out fun ways to play the level, right? And with this quite reactive AI, it just flows. Like every playthrough is a bit different. That was always important for us. It was important not to have too many like script events, because like script events is like from a developer perspective is a pain in the ass to develop, and from the player perspective, you play it once and then it's forgotten. So we always aimed for the emergent qualities in enemies, even when it means like doing a bit stupid things, like enemies shooting shooting each other, enemies like trying to pick up weapon from a different, from a very strange place and like bending in a silly way. It's acceptable because of the abstract style. And it also like just gives more situations for the player to appreciate. So we have this thing that this gameplay is always this pure flow of action, right? It's like you suddenly appear in those strange places, you see red enemies, you kill them, you have minimal story elements like introduced through this flashing bright text right into your eyes, which is like more readable by people standing next to you than by you, because it's just a flash in your screen. It's almost like against logic. But every level is ended with this phrase, this super hot. And this is part of our way of doing things in the for Superhot. It's often against logic. It's often for the rhythm, not for the clear message behind it. I sometimes believe that we have quite a good reasoning about why we do things when designing the game, but there's always like magic happens when you let go and try to figure out something really strange and just see how it fits. Because Superhot title, it's a strange phrase to repeat in your head, but it's a thing that actually resonated with people. I'm not sure if I have a slide for that. I don't have a slide for that. Superhot as a title, as this mantra repeated at the end of the level, it was something that really resonated with people. And it's a strange title for a game, right? But when you see people enjoying the game, they have this phrase to repeat between each other. When you play the game for a very long time, you have this Tetris effect. You expect like things to move only when you are moving, but you also have this thing. Whenever you hear super, you immediately think of the other word in your head. It's like you hear super, and it just appears in your head. And this is powerful. This is almost like a strange discovery that works like that, because it started in the offices. I started like telling the guys that the game should be named Superhot, and like no, like it's hard to go with this. It's a bit counterintuitive to go with this idea, but it pays off. If you believe in it. I'm all about that. So that brings us to the aspect of mind control, because like Superhot was always this strange, like from the very beginning was strange game on the internet, which was having this quite mesmerizing, so I have heard, gameplay and this mind-warming phrase of Superhot, and when we had this game that people really responded to it. When we expanded the game, we wanted to expand it also, like expand the areas of our mind control. So how do we do a bigger game from the gameplay like Superhot? Because Superhot is like in many aspects is a lot like a mobile puzzle game. I have 10 minutes. It's like a mobile puzzle game. So we have those levels, and those levels are loosely connected, and they're mostly like situations, like those action situations, right? How do you spin a larger story for this game? Because a story is a thing that's required in a game. I feel so. It's required mostly, and Superhot we do story mostly as a tease of something will happen. Don't do something or else. And this or else is like not the most important thing. The most important thing is like, hey, something is going to happen, right? So how do you do a story in a game like Superhot? like the general way of doing story in the FPS games is always is still this kind of Half-Life 2, right? Design that you are always in control, right? And this is like this got me thinking, because like in Superhot you have like much finer control than most of the FPS games, and you feel like a total badass of destruction. So you can do all those things. So we either would keep with this total player control and try to build a story with that, or we should like play around with it. And I feel that our approach to story is taken literally from the idea of having so much control over what he does, but then someone controls his experience. And for us, the answer was really silly, because like who controls the experience? Who controls the experience for the players? It's always game developers. Other way. Taking over control in the game is quite violent action, right? You are playing the game, like you can see a lot of people like streaming the games, like how do they react when the cutscene starts? Like you're having fun, you're in the zone, you're playing the game, and then the story happens, right? And like we have to sit through all the cutscenes. Like why cannot I skip this cutscene? And it's like an irritating experience. So it's like a violent action of you not being able to skip something, right? So in Superhot, like thinking about it as like this rhythmic experience, like this pure flow of action, like this story would also always come as a moment of breaking this rhythm. That's the way we were thinking about it. And so like players don't like cutscenes, so it's quite a powerful emotion. Like people really respond, like people really hate cutscenes. It's a real hatred. So let's embrace it and let's do a story about that. We did Superhot as a game within a game. You get this Superhot exe from a friend, and then you have this typing interface. You basically do this hacker typer where you or Atari hacker, where you type words and your chat phrases appear, and you have this rudimentary interaction with a friend. So you are playing this game, but this game doesn't let you play it for long. This game is strange because it has really no reason to continue, and like always for the character inside the game, it was always the reason to continuing the game. It was always you. It was always like a player wants more to play more games. So he drives basically this character inside the game, which is a lot like him, into insanity. This strange game quickly turns into this kind of mind control that's driving your experience, like a game made by a game that treats you like it doesn't treat you really well. He said that you are a good dog for following orders, things like that. So our reference for that was a cult, an abusive relationship, or a drug, right? So it's like totally against reason. So there is this game that gives you this blissful, in control experience, but also like there is this force behind it that just wants you to hook up to it, like a cult, like an abusive relationship, like a drug. Evil masterminds behind this Superhot exe thing, there are also game developers, and like because games do this thing a lot. That was a thing. Like there are idle games. Like I love idle games. I love to play them, right? But it's also you know the feeling of playing this game. It's often like this mindless feeling of just clicking things. And this is fascinating. If like imagine like an evil cult or a sect, a religious thing, using idle games as a form of like everyday prayer. This is a thing like like that. So we took those things that the games are doing, like, you know, remember to play. Whatever you say in this evil Russian voice, it will always fit into this mind control scheme. Remember to play our game. Like tell others about the game. Like stay in our system and bring your friends to us. It's just like that. So we are basically like the fun thing about story in Superhot was like we felt that we didn't really invent anything. We're just doing what all the games are doing, and just we turned into a team. And the fun thing is that while all those tricks are like the theme of Superhot, it's also like it allows us to use that. And so, like, there is this phrase of, like, the part of the game ending, sorry, spoilers, it's like you basically turn into an evil spam bot, writing your messages to your friends. Actually, this is the phrase that really works with people. Like, a lot of reviewers, a lot of players on Twitter, they responded to it and phrase between each other. We created killstagram.com, which is like a silly name, like many things in Superhot. But killstagram.com is a way for you to upload replays from Superhot, from those intense moments of gameplay, and share them with your friends, because that will help the game recruit new people. You know, it's marketing. It's marketing, but it also fits the general theme of the game. So this is killstagram.com. You can visit it. Some of the replays are quite amazing. Like, people are doing like really fun things with it, and like they surprised me a lot of times. This is what I call like this holistic approach to game design. Like, we took this time moves only when you move game, right? Idea, and then we just pushed it forward and like looked what fits basically. And like I believe that even those later designs about like mind control, they also like in some way just flow from this basic idea. That's all. Thank you. So, if you guys, thank you a lot for the applause. If you have any questions, I'm here for the most of the week, and I would love to meet up with you guys and talk about it, yeah, just find me. If you can always find me just at my email address. Okay, any questions now? Yes. No, just, okay.
Oh, no, it's not working. Oh, yeah, it is working. How come after I kill the red guys, I throw the gun away?
Sorry?
How come after I kill the red guys, I always throw the gun away?
Yeah, like our reference for that was, it should feel a bit like a mic drop. Bang, 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 mic drop. And that's the thing. Also someone here had a question. Yeah, basically, like for a lot of like elements in Super, we had those like strange references behind them, right? Like a mic drop. It's a strange thing, right? But you start thinking about it like that, and it suddenly fits. And it's just because for the player, it's a moment like that. It's mic drop.
Hi.
Yes.
I was just wondering. I really liked how, with the end of the game, and you got the code to get a coupon for Steam.
Yes.
How effective was that? And have you looked at, say, how long the chain has gone of people doing that, and inviting friends,
Actually, right now I don't even have a data for this. But please email me, and I will share it with you, because like basically the game was. On promotion on Steam for the first 2 weeks, I guess, and then the coupons didn't stack with that, so it wasn't as effective right now. Let's see later on how it is effective. But Yes, but the Killstagram is used a lot. We have like 1 billion views of Killstagrams. Although the counting of the views on Killstagram is quite like it's like counting for the bigger number. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Hi there. Had a quick question.
Yes.
The elevator level. I thought the elevator level was spectacular. It was very succinct. It's very one note, and it's a really difficult part of the game, I feel.
Yes.
Right. What did you discover in trying to difficulty balance that moment? Just the 3 guys standing around you and 2 guys outside.
It was a bit the other way around. We moved like because of the loose structure of Superhot, we can move levels around quite freely. So we moved around the elevator level and moved it just before the story moment. So it's almost like the story feels like a quite reward for completing the level.
Did you ever feel like it was too difficult and you changed the design, or was it always like that?
Yes, we changed it a lot. We had 3 guys outside. We had 4 guys inside. We had different variations of all of them.
That was the last question that we could do. But
yes.
Go to the wrap-up.
Thank you.
Yes, let's go to the wrap-up room around the corner, and they also told me that you should fill out the response forms, so you know what to do. Thank you.